Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing the brand new release, Bluesound NODE Gen 4, the 123, the latest 2024-2025 iteration of their stunning audio streamer. It is utterly superb. Now, the reason I say it's so superb, if you are comparing it like for like, dollar for dollar, with anything else on the market today, it sounds better. And it's easier to use. And it's more stable. And it's more flexible. And it's got more inputs and outputs to be able to modernize an old system if you need to. It's utterly brilliant. The previous model, which was the 130, was awesome. And to be honest, in my mind, I couldn't have seen how they would have made improvements. It's on that note, by the way, and why I'm mentioning these numbers for the first time in these videos. The Bluesound NODE, the original one, which was a big, bulky product, was the N100. And when they make significant changes to the models, we see the middle number changing. So it moves from an N100 to a 110, then a 120. Now the 120 was the NODE 2i, and then the 130, which was the NODE with all capital letters in its model. When Bluesound have made subtle changes, like the NODE X, by the way, there's a video. In fact, look, there's a video of the older NODE, all caps. When they've made subtle changes, they change the last digit. So the NODE X became the 131. And the NODE, this one, which again offers some subtle improvements, nothing too cosmetic, nothing too revolutionary, but subtle and effective ones, is now the NODE 132. Nevertheless, they've made some significant upgrades, first of all in the power supply. Ultimately, power-wise, everything that comes in is going to end up out it somehow. So if you can reduce the noise floor of the power supply, improve how it connects to and feeds key components, then ultimately it's going to have a lower noise floor for its output. So great that they've done that. The second major thing is that they've introduced an ESS DAC. Now, it's a twofold sort of thing there. It's an ESS Pro DAC. It's ridiculously expensive, really well reviewed, so as far as a DAC it's very well respected too. It allows a feature upgrade because this node will now decode via its audio return channel from the HDMI. It'll now decode Dolby and allow you to have this as part of a surround system if you want to, or as part of just an easy, less fussy setup from your TV into your audio system. They've improved, now obviously the DAC sonically, it's moved from Texas Instruments DAC into the ESS, and now they're using a THX headphone amplifier, a Texas Instruments headphone amplifier for the output via the front. So there we go. Conceptually, lower noise floor, power supply, better DAC on board, a slight tweak of some circuit topography. Overall, sounds better, and it's noticeable. So, nevertheless, let's have a look. NODE, identical packaging. Okay, on the shelf, no idea which version it is until you have a look very subtly at some of the scannable information associated with it. Again, the packaging looks utterly identical to the 130. On that note, this is a black unit, so we see that indicated on a little sticky dot. Scannable information for the serial number and again the node. Opening these is really easy. These are factory sealed in that sort of shrink plastic. And so a simple nick and you tear the rest away. Oh, before I take it, look, there's a little sticker here to remind New Zealand retailers that it is supplied sealed and that New Zealand power cord will need to be supplied separately. Nevertheless, as always, it's a box. Lifting it off is really easy. we see the accessories and stuff very straightforward as far as, you know, easy to locate. The stickers to show what's in that particular accessory box. First of all, we've got a basic audio interconnect. You've got to remember how good this is from a sonic potential, so don't strangle its output with by using these. This is really about confirmation that it works. Anybody that's invested in a decent streamer like the Node will have a better pair, so please. Then we see a UK and US power cord, a desiccant bag, and a Bluesound branded Cat5, Cat6 network cable, and then a little adapter. If you're using optical input to this, then there is a 3.5mm on the back that allows this to go from a traditional Toslink to a 3.5mm optical with a supplied free adapter. That's pretty cool. Now, just to prove a point, we were supplied a New Zealand figure 8 power cord. Obviously it comes in a little care package along with everything else we order, so good to see, and off it goes. The Node Quick Startup Guide is the next thing you see, and that's a basic summary of how to plug it in, power it up, and download things. Now, on that note, the very first thing you do with this kind of streamer is download the Bluesound app. Then power up the unit, let it connect to your network, all of those types of things. The Bluesound app will talk you through each and every single step. Read what's on the display, click next, you know, it's very easy. So, good to see. Now, the unit is going to have DIRAC Live as an option. DIRAC is a really good and advanced room correction system, and again this is a feature that's unique to the NODE N132. The live version will have some sort of payment involved. It's not free. It's worthy of investment though. It is probably our industry's benchmark for good, solid room correction. Right, now, as previously, it's got some cardboard around it. I'm going to pause. I wanted to lift it out and show you that at the bottom of the box you have the far more comprehensive manual and a little bit of information about warranty and support. Okay, and the box. Now, the packaging. From some of the older Nodes, was really happy that they've chosen to use 100% recyclable and reused cardboard in all of their packaging. It's more than enough to protect a product so well built in transit, and it's got some desiccant bags to keep it dry to ensure that things stay intact. Like the predecessors, this is sealed closed with a little plastic tag in a lovely cloth bag to ensure that it is protected in freight. Now, no points for guessing that this is cosmetically virtually identical to the previous Node. At first glance, all that you'll see is that they've now opted for a 1/4 inch, 6.3 something millimeter headphone socket. You may recognise that that particular sized socket was used in the limited edition Node X. And above that, by the way, is the Bluesound logo. Like the predecessors, we've got a motion sensing touchscreen on the top, so it remains blank, sort of like a muted mode. And then get near it and it lights up to show you your ability to change the volume if it's set to variable output. And skip forward, skip backwards, and adjust the presets and things. There's 5 of them, by the way, little illuminated things. On that note, if you find yourself using a Node at its max volume, and don't really ever use the feature of turning it down, like you've got a traditional remote and your amplifier has that, then get back into the setup of the unit and change it from a variable output to fixed. There is a noticeable but subtle improvement in its output. So it's worthy of noting that if you're always using it at max volume, use your integrated amplifier's volume control and reset this up to a fixed output. Anyway, okay, so form factor is absolutely identical as its predecessor. As always, again, touchscreen and a little bit of ventilation on the top. The layout on the back again is identical to its predecessor, with a figure 8 power cord on one side, beside it the HDMI audio return to connect from a television. Again, this is not an output, it's an input from a device. We've got a wired network connection and a USB. Now this will handle relatively large hard drives, and the feature set of the latest models allows for that hard drive to become sort of served up to other Bluesound products on the same network. It features Bluetooth 5.2, AirPlay 1 and 2, all of the streaming things, Qbuzz, Tidal, Spotify, everything is covered off. Streamed files up to DSD 256 or something like that, and files up to the resolution of 24-bit 192. So stunning as far as its capabilities. Again, if you're streaming anything like DSD, and why I mentioned about some of those higher end formats, is if you're going to be streaming them, please invest in a network cable to the device. Wireless is fine, but a network cable gives you such a robust and positive connection, and it eliminates some of the workings associated with Wi-Fi and gives you an excellent solid connection to the outside world. We've got an IR input, which is a 3.5mm, a trigger output allowing this to turn on a connected device like an integrated amplifier, and then the analog and optical 3.5mm input. So this is a 3.5mm stereo jack input for an external device, or if you use Toslink optical, it can be plugged in via the adapter or a suitable cable. Then we've got the digital outputs. So we've got a traditional Toslink optical out, a coax digital out, and then beside it a managed subwoofer output. And that's managed within the app, which is excellent to see. Lastly, we've got a traditional single-ended RCA analog output, clearly labelled right and left. So there we have it. Bluesound's brand new Node, the NODE N132, the Generation 4, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.